Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today we're going to be giving a brief overview of the Warrior class in Path of Exile 2. More specifically, we'll be talking about the class itself, going into the two different ascendancies or specializations if you haven't played Path of Exile before. Don't forget to like the video if you're excited for Path of Exile 2's early access launch. Subscribe if you feel that I have earned it today, and don't forget to check out all the links in the description to my community Discord, Twitch, and my X if you want to stay posted. I will be posting a video like this each day leading up to the launch of PoE 2 for each and every class going into early access. We have a total of 6 classes. I'm definitely most excited for Monk, but let's jump right into the video with that bit of info being said. So the Warrior is a strength-based class, specializes mainly with oversized melee weapons. So the favored weapon that they showcased in the reveal is the mace. So obviously you can have one-handed maces, two-handed maces. They even showed a little bit of dual wielding two-handed maces, so that is going to be really interesting. I myself play a lot of WoW, and I love Fury Warrior, where you can dual wield two-handed weapons. Going to be very fun. If you want to get a little bit crazy, you can also use shields, so they are very defensive in Path of Exile 2. You're heavily armored, and you also can completely block enemy attacks, while charging, or at all times. There is a stun bar, so you can't permanently do it, but warriors are very beefy and very tanky in Path of Exile 2. They can be, as well as they hit very, very hard with their slams. So they're hard-hitting melee skills. They often have like AoE effects, so you can see in the footage they hit very hard. You don't get to attack very fast, but this also means that they are super good with buffs. Warriors get what are called war cries, so they empower your next skill cast. So you can like cast an ability or cast a war buff, a war cry, and then cast an ability, and it will do like a repeat of that same ability when you use it once, or you can use it like a separate ability that also empowers that ability. It's really, really engaging and very synergistic, which is like the perfect way to play an ARPG. Also comes along with a lot of movement. And in PoE 2, obviously with the roll, you can kind of like animation cancel. So if you didn't want to, proc a really long ability where you're kind of slamming, kind of like I guess they talked about Elder Scrolls, then you can just use your roll to basically animation cancel it if you decide, hey, I actually don't want to finish this giant animation. So warriors in PoE 2 are definitely very different from like a barbarian in Diablo. Obviously, you can play like a very slow barbarian or a very slow paladin in Last Epoch, but it's not really what you're supposed to do, right? So at the end of the day, I think at the end of PoE 2, when you're in the end game, you're probably going to be a little bit faster paced than they show here. However, even if you're not and you're just kind of going slow and just doing massive AoE damage, this is definitely a class that is very fun. And definitely if you want to do that AoE damage and just soak a bunch of hits, this is going to be the class for you for sure. I would like to talk about totems really quickly. So warriors get access to totems in PoE 2. So there is a totem called Shockwave Totem. It directly deals damage, just straight up. However, there is a totem that they called, I believe, Ancestral Warrior. So basically, you want like a summoning warrior class. This is kind of what this is. This has never really been a thing in any ARPGs. You haven't really been able to be like a summoner as a warrior. However, it looks like the Ancestral Warrior totem might let you spawn some summoners. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer. They have not showcased like the full warrior, arsenal. So not 100% sure how it's going to work and what else is going to happen, but this is super exciting. I definitely look forward to this. What I want to talk about next is the Ascendancies. So the warrior Ascendancies are Warbringer and Titan. So Warbringer is kind of like transforming into that, taking advantage of the totems and the spirits. It gives you like kind of a lot more of a relaxing playstyle. It sounds like you can also like turn yourself into Jade and become completely immune. It does have to do with the shield mechanic, but it's a really strong ability. And then the Warbringer can also use your buffs, your war cries more frequently, and explode corpses. And that is where it's kind of like mixing with the necromancer like fantasy, which is really cool. And then there is Titan. So Titan is basically like the melee superclass where you're just basically super bursting everything down with your abilities. There's things like Earthbreaker, where there's a 20% chance for your slam skills to cause aftershocks. Obviously, aftershocks just end up echoing the damage after you do something. And then there's like things like crushing impacts, crushing blows, basically more frequent stuns. So yeah, the Titan is basically somebody, if you're just wanting to go all in on damage, you obviously are going to be a little bit tanky as well, but if you just go all in on damage, Titan's going to be the one to go for. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. The Titan fantasy is something that I really like, but nonetheless, it looks like a lot of fun, and I'm super excited for Warrior in general. I think that Warrior is going to be one of the more most probably the most played classes, just because it's one of the biggest fantasies as far as ARPGs. Everybody loves playing the Barbarian, the Paladin. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was more of a short one. Like I said, I plan on doing kind of like brief overviews for each of the 6 classes leading up to the launch on December 6th. If you are interested in that, don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep up to date on PoE2. We only have 6 days. I plan on releasing a lot of videos, tips, tricks, guides, settings videos, all that stuff. I am relatively new to PoE2. However, you guys can learn with me if you're into that kind of thing, I guess. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, day, night, wherever you're at. Have a good one. Happy holidays if you're celebrating. And yeah, guys, I'm out of here. Peace out. Goodbye.